Is it just me, or does something feel wrong whenever you're searching Google these days? You know what I'm talking about. Like when you go and do the AI overviews, it kind of feels like it gets most of the answer right, but partly wrong. And also when you're searching Google, it just feels like the results are completely unrelated to what you just searched for. And I know for me, I can tell something is missing. I can tell something's changed. And I'm not the only one. In 2024, over 60% of searches on Google resulted without a single click. What that means is people are searching Google, but they're just not really finding what they want anymore. And yeah, of course, you get AI overviews, and the AI does give you a little bit here and there, but it does seem like Google has a trust problem. Which brings me to today's story. Amazon pulls out of Google shopping ads. And you can see here this article was published on the 25th of July, but Amazon is decided that Google ads are no longer worth it. Amazon has made a dramatic international exit from product advertising on Google Shopping. Now, to give you an idea of what Google Shopping ads are and why they're so important to Amazon, anytime you search for anything, be it a camera lens, be it a new purse, be it a new toy for your dog, most likely you are going to see the shopping ads, right? These are the first ads that you see on your search results, and they're usually displayed across the top of the search results. Amazon has decided that those ads are no longer cost effective and they are pulling out completely. And I want to show you how bad this is for Google. So as you can see over here, it says that Amazon is a massive source of revenue for Google and their parent company, Alphabet Inc. Now, just to give you an idea of how much money Amazon is spending every single year on ads, you can see here that Amazon's annual advertising cost is about $22 billion. And this was in 2023. Probably in 2026, it's a lot more than this. And what this tells me is Amazon just feels like Google ads are just no longer worth it, and the return on ad spend is just no longer there for them, and they'd much rather pursue other advertising avenues. And that is fine for Amazon. And to be clear, I don't think anybody cares when Amazon loses money. But this is a sign of a deeper problem with the Google Ads platform in itself. And it doesn't just affect these big billion-dollar companies. You know, they can afford to take a hit, they can afford to lose some money, but where it really hurts is where you go on Reddit and you see these posts from small local business owners about the same advertising platform. So this post over here says he's basically halved his Google Ads budget. Now, he started off with a very low budget, but he was getting great results. And bear in mind, this is somebody who's been with Google Ads since 2018. So he's been with them for about 8 years now. So it's not really somebody who just came in, saw the ads weren't working and left. This is somebody who is a veteran advertiser, and Google Ads is his primary channel to get new clients. And as you can see over here, he says he's spending about £20,000 per month, but he has to basically spend double to get the same leads that he was getting a year ago. So that's how bad the ad platform has gotten, where he's actually having to spend a lot more money just to get the same exact amount of leads and the same exact amount of customers than he used to. Here's another one who basically, after 20 years of being on the Google Ads platform, he's kind of had enough and is kind of considering leaving. And basically, he's saying here that he's tried to revert to standard shopping ad campaigns. Now, you get your AI-powered shopping ad campaigns and you get your standard shopping ad campaigns. But you can see over here that he's tried to revert to standard shopping ad campaigns, and he's had very minor success. And he basically could never win back the top shopping slots no matter what. So in other words, Google will just never show his products or his ads in the top 4 positions or the top shelf of the search results. He's always in the back pages, and therefore he's not selling as much as before. And last but not least, there's this person here who says they're on the brink of closing their business because of Google Ads. And he says over here that he foolishly listened to a Google ad rep and it completely wrecked his ad performance. Then he hired an agency and that didn't help because the ad still performed horribly. Then he hired freelancers and that only made things worse. And I think this last bit over here is very telling. He says he then tried different ad setups, different variations of ad setups. So he went from playing with his campaign goals, trying maximize conversions, trying maximize clicks, broad match, phrase match, and exact match, and even changing his ad group structure. And nothing seems to correct the problem that he's facing. And he feels as if the algorithm change has really screwed him. So, as you can see, it's not only Amazon that's feeling like Google Ads are just not worth it anymore. Small local businesses are feeling the exact same way. All right, so let's talk a little bit about why this is happening and why so many advertisers want to leave. Now, before 2023, I want to say, if you were running a Google ad, there was only one type of ad that you were usually running, and that would be your Google search ad. It was a beautiful ad because it allowed you to choose your keywords. You could see exactly where your traffic was coming from, and it gave you the ability to target somebody whenever they were searching for your product or your service. And advertisers absolutely loved this, and this allowed Google to basically achieve 90% market share. If you search on any browser in the world, chances are 9 out of 10 times you're going to be using Google for that search. So Google had this reputation of being a very accurate, reliable, and trustable search engine. And so more users would come onto the platform because they'd love its ease of use. They'd find exactly what they were looking for. And more advertisers would use the platform because when they advertised, they got those leads straight away. Now, what happened was Google decided that it's going to pivot from being a search-only platform to being a more AI-driven platform. So in other words, they changed their business model from we want you to search and find exactly what you need straight away to we want you to stay on the Google Ads platform as long as possible. And you can see how this makes financial sense for them. If somebody searches once and clicks on an ad and finds exactly what they're looking for, Google only gets paid once. But what if somebody searches, they click on an ad, they don't find what they're looking for, and then they have to search again, they click on an ad, they don't find what they're looking for, and then they have to search again, click on an ad, and they don't find what they're looking for. That's 3 different searches, and Google Ads get paid for 3 different clicks. Now, to make things even worse, they've added this campaign called a Performance Max campaign. And what this basically is it's an AI-powered campaign. So the big pitch, what they told advertisers was, we're going to give you this ad campaign and it's going to make all of the decisions for you. You don't have to choose keywords. You don't have to worry about targeting the right people. The AI is so smart, it's literally going to do everything for you. And obviously, the advertisers trusted this ad campaign. 2 years ago, the ad results from PMax were amazing. And when I say PMax, I'm just saying Performance Max. The ad results from PMax were really amazing. Like you could get really good search results, you could get really great leads, and your cost per lead was low. And slowly over time, Google Ads has just cranked it up so that your ads get more and more and more and more expensive, but you don't see the results follow along. In fact, your results are just getting worse and worse and worse through time. And what's happening right now is advertisers are starting to realize, agencies are starting to realize that these new AI ads are not all that they're cracked up to be. And I'll give you an example of what lengths you have to go through just to make sure that these AI campaigns really do their job. So there's one post over here from Sotirios. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. And he says here that if your PMax campaign is underperforming, check these 3 things first. Most issues aren't the algorithm. They're hidden in plain sight. So he says, check your channel reports. You know, he goes through all of this that he does. And this is amazing. This is every single thing that you kind of need to check and make sure that your ad is performing well. And you even need to make sure that you control all these different channels within your PMax campaign. And I think this comment from this advertiser over here, Viant, sums it up perfectly. He says, I thought the whole point of a PMax was using AI to automate advertising across Google's channels. I might as well then just create a search campaign. Now, these are the old manual search campaigns I was talking about, or a display campaign if you want to force spend in certain placement. So in other words, advertisers, even people working for agencies, they're kind of having to resort to manually control all these channels just to get these new AI-powered ads to work. All right, so if you're an advertiser, can you actually fix this, or is it too late and you should just get your money out of Google Ads and go somewhere else? Well, unfortunately for most advertisers, it's not that simple. Google still controls 90% of all searches done on the internet today. So even if you decided to go to Microsoft Bing, you're not going to get the amount of searches you want, and you're probably not going to get enough leads for your business. And that goes with shopping as well, for e-commerce as well. You might scale up to maybe 100 sales a month, but trying to get to 100 sales a month, well, from 100 sales a month to 1,000 sales a month, you're probably going to struggle to do that. Facebook ads is great. TikTok ads are great, but the problem with them is they don't have that intent behind them. The people who are using Facebook are usually not thinking about buying a thing that second. So if you want to stay on the Google Ads platform, there are three major things that you need to do. Number one, you need to make sure that you control what you can control. So you might not be able to control your PMax ad, you might not be able to control the algorithm, but you still have control over your ad creatives, your landing page, where the traffic from the ads are going, and you want to spend a lot of money on optimizing these. In fact, I was talking to a photographer the other day, and I told him most people use Google Ads and they use it the wrong way, because they think that having a more expensive camera is going to allow them to take a better photo, which is not true. You need a more expensive lens. You need a better quality lens, and that's going to allow you to take a better photo. The camera body really doesn't matter. So what you have is a lot of advertisers pouring all of this money into their ads when they should be pouring all of that money into assets, into landing pages, into creatives, into their websites, because those are the functioning parts of the ad campaign that actually convert the client. So spend as much as you can on your creatives and everything you can control around the campaign. The second thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you can actually trust the numbers that you see in the Google Ads dashboard. If it tells you that you had 40 sales and you know looking at your bank account that you did not have any conversions, nobody signed up, then you've got an analytics problem. And I highly recommend that you fix your analytics before you spend another cent on advertising. Just by doing this one thing alone, you will understand whether it's worth advertising on Google Ads or if you're completely wasting your marketing budget and if there's a smarter way to do things. And the last thing that you want to do is you want to rebuild your campaigns. I've coached probably 100 people now on Google Ads, and where we see the most growth is where we go back, revisit those old campaigns, and we build new campaigns. So new campaigns, new keywords, new ad copy, and you'll start seeing that your results are changing, because you can't optimize something that was made in 2013 or 2018 for what's happening right now in 2026. You're going to need a 2026 solution to a 2026 problem. If you feel like this is you right now, if you feel like your ads aren't working, but you're a business owner and you feel like you don't have time to fix all of this, I've got this new offering. It's called Rescue My Ads. And what we basically do is me and my team, we come in for 4 months, we handle your ads. We rebuild them, we optimize them, we make sure that the analytics is sorted out. And after that, we hand the ads back over to you. We train you and your team so you know exactly what you're doing. We give you SOPs. So link is down in the description below if you want to just have a talk about your ads and see if there's something that we can do to help. Other than that, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And I've got another video that I think you might be interested in. It's about tweaking your ad headlines for better performance. And what I'll do is I'll link that over here. I'm Devin, and I'll see you next time. Peace.